Mustard on the beat.
What's up, bro?
What's up, baby?
How you? Yeah,
I'm in your city, man. What do you think is gonna be different about tonight in terms of like some of the stuff you've been doing?
I think there's a lot of stuff people don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Giving people a chance to know me more.
Because I mean, that's the thing. These people have seen you grow. Before the nation took heed to your sound, you had a lot of records that was already big out here in Los Angeles, baby.
Especially out here, man. I've been working hard for a long time out here. It's always good to be back home.
All right, I'll see you out there, baby.
My dog.
Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Mustard. Mustard on the beat, yo! Yeah.
What's up, brother?
What's up, bro? Had to do the tag real quick. You know, the tag is essential.
What's up?
Welcome to Crown, Mustard.
Thank you for having me, man.
How do we do Mustard on the beat? I know it's from YG I'm Good, but what was the magic with that? Like, how did that come together? Like, that was going to be... Why did he say that? Mustard on the beat, ho?
I don't know. I asked him that time from time now. He just said, I guess he was feeling it one moment. In the song we was doing, and he just said it, and I just branded it.
But hey, how did you know? Did you know in the moment when he said it that this is something like I could brand this?
Nah, I kind of just like took it upon myself to just start putting it on everything so people can know it was me.
Yeah. What inspired that? I mean, no, Just Blaze had a tag. Did you see other producers doing things?
Kind of, sort of. It was just like my signature tag. I had like a lot of tags before that, but they was just like DJ drop that tags.
Yeah.
And I was just like, let me use this one. So I chose to use that one.
You remember the first time you used it? Like, how did you know it was like
the first time I used it had to be like Rack City or another one of YG songs or something like that. And then Rack City is the one that just made everybody know exactly what it was.
That was the big hit, man. That was royalty statements looking right. I want to get to that though, but let's talk about this current project, man. 10 Summers. Like, obviously, like. You know, you made a lot of noise lately, like dominating radio, so many big records, but now you've made this transition of yourself as the artist, you know, signing with Roc Nation. Like, talk me through that. Like, how did that whole thing come together?
I had a management contract with Roc Nation already. And my manager over there, I went to him one day, I'm like, yo, I got a vision for me doing my own album. And he was like, well, we're not going to let you do it with nobody else, basically. So I talked to them, I talked to Ty. And then I guess Jay approved it. And once Jay approved it, it was like, all right. And they signed me as an artist. 2 weeks after that conversation.
Oh, okay.
They just
you got the album budget. Ready to go.
They was just like, we ready. I'm like, for sure.
And what was your goal when you started putting 10 Summers together? Because I know you had put out a mixtape before that, Catch Up.
Yeah.
When you first, like, that got a lot of acclaim. Like, what made this approach of putting this project together different than Catch Up, for example?
The plan was to really just put another Catch Up 2 out.
Yeah.
But when YG album came out, I was like, I don't want to put the Catch Up 2 out because this album was, you know what I'm saying, his album was so great, and I just wanted to do my own thing, and I was just like, why not? And they ended up giving it out for free anyway. Yeah,
what's up with that? You signed this deal with Google Play. Like, explain to the people that.
It's basically just a deal with Google Play. I just found out today that my album is like the biggest download they got.
You hear that? You hear that? You hear that?
So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a humble brag, humble brag.
Yeah, that's cool. I just found it out.
So Google's loving the kid? Google's loving you?
Yeah, we all good at Google right now. Yeah, I like Google.
See, you signed to Jay-Z and you give an album out for free. How do we do that, Mustard?
I mean, I did all of the beats, and me and probably a couple of my friends, like I said, probably like 2 beats I didn't do. But all of my friends, they look out, they support, so. They just looked out. Everybody that I looked out for, that looked out for me, I'm going to look back out for them.
Obviously, that YG album you guys worked on, I think it's the album of the year. What was your personal goal to accomplish, you think, from somebody that listens to 10 Summers? Like, what did you want them to come away with?
10 Summers was like a testimony or just something to show people that, you know, they always say that I sound like the Bay or I'm from the Bay, and
we going right in, Mustard? We going right in?
That type of thing. You know, no disrespect to the Bay, but it was just like the first couple of songs. If you listen to them, it's real G-funk. It's really not that regular Mustard sound. And then I go to something that would sound like a Bay Area sound, which I got AKA Frank and Sue on.
Yeah. Well, from the Bay, obviously.
That's from the Bay. That's something for the Bay.
Why do you think there's been that tag like that you've gotten that people have been so critical of you? Like, it seemed like even with your success, you've had to deal with that a lot, that skepticism.
I don't know, man. You know, just people that be hating.
Yeah.
I I don't know why.
Is it because you flashy? Because you got the watch game is strong? The chain game is strong?
60 with the wrist, boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I've been working hard for a long time, me and YG. Like I said, like I'm sure y'all didn't know I heard.
No, the people out here know. I mean,
yeah, like
I've
been working for a long time, so for me to come out and for people to just be like, all of a sudden stamp me like I sound like I'm from the Bay. At first, I didn't get what they were talking about. But then I went down there like a couple of months ago. One of my friends played me an old Too Short track. And I'm like, okay, I get it. But none of those that beat didn't sound like nothing that I'm doing now. So I didn't get that part. I get Burn Rubber, T-Fly. I get that. Burn Rubber, Jummos. I get it.
Yeah.
But they just take it out of context. It's like when you're not winning or somebody on your side not winning, then we're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And I know you also felt like with you and YG, you kind of the West Coast hip hop, was kind of in a little bit of a drought, and you guys kind of brought the energy back. Man, it was
dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't nothing going on. Not saying like the OGs. We had OGs like Snoop. You know what I'm saying? Dre, Cube, all of them. But it was time for a new generation, and nobody in this audience could tell me somebody that they was listening to before me and YG started bringing that sound back together.
Yeah.
You got me. You got Nipsey. You got Dom. You got Casey Veggies, like, now that's all together.
Yeah.
It wasn't nobody before that.
Yeah. Bringing that new energy.
Yeah, doing something new.
But you
had $sign too.
Talk about your connection to the city, because, I mean, you grew up in a rough area. Like.
Yeah, I grew up in the jungles.
Yeah.
So, like, me growing up in the jungles was just like you gang bang or you play basketball. It's real as the movies. Like,
play ball or gang bang.
Yeah, you play ball or you gang bang. So, My little cousin went to jail. He got football numbers. So I went to jail for 3 days. And once I went to jail for 3 days, I was like, I don't want to live this lifestyle. That wasn't the lifestyle I wanted to live. So I started hanging out with my uncle DJT. Once we started hanging out, he left me at a party, actually. That's how it really happened. He left me at a party. I was DJing, and the lady actually called my mom, and she was like, yo, your son is great. Like, He's good, and after that I started DJing all the parties, And
you was like 10 or 11 or something, right?
I was 11. I started DJing everything. By the time I was like 15, I was like in every LA Unified School District DJing. I went to prom 4 times before I went to where I was supposed to. Yeah.
Because, your uncle, like, I saw some interview where Snoop was talking about, like, your uncle, was obviously a well-respected DJ in the scene. Yeah. And he would do, like, gangbang parties. He remember seeing a young you handing your uncle records, like, at, like, 10 years old.
And then he started seeing me DJing his kids' parties. So, you know what I'm saying? It was like a family tradition type thing, like, family thing that we all, it's like I got another little cousin that DJs right now. Yeah. And his little brother DJs. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a family business. You know what I'm saying? It kind of taught us how to be men, how to work for everything that we had, and just let us know that wasn't nobody gonna come the next day and hand us $1 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't even think I would be sitting right here if it wasn't for my uncle. You know what I mean? Like, he was like the person that took me like out of the streets. My mom wasn't like rich or nothing like that. We was decent, but we didn't have like money like that. So he kind of.
It was rough living near the jungle.
Yeah. So and then when we finally moved out the jungles, he still was right there. You know what I'm saying? So he really taught me how to be a man. Like I was like. When the Sidekick 2s came out and everybody had their Sidekick 2s, I had to cut rocks and like put them for a jacuzzi tub, like just like like building stuff, like all type of stuff like that to even get an iPhone.
He wasn't even like 13. He was like
I was older at that time. Okay. Probably like 15, 16 years old.
Okay.
So it was just like putting all that stuff together and really trying to make everything like make sense, and it all helped me because like school wasn't for me. Like I'm just not that. It just wasn't for me, and
but you're a smart brother, but it just didn't connect to you?
Yeah, it just didn't connect to me, and I actually told him that we had a real, like, conversation. He was like, that's what you want to do. You make sure you do it to the fullest, and I did.
And what was it? Just seeing, like, you had a love for music and just seeing the way he was moving the crowd? Like, what attracted you to it?
I don't know. It just seeing people just go crazy to a song that you would drop, and just seeing that you got control over everybody. Like, you can tell everybody, stop. Put your hands up. That
Tell them now, Mustard. Tell them stop. Put their hands up.
Like for real, you can just be like, stop. Put your hands up. If you came to the party, make some noise. Everybody be like, ah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's
you don't want to
like,
do that now. I need that type of crowd controlling crown. Man. I need that.
Nah, it was real cool though.
But when did you feel confident? Like, do you even remember those parties? Like, if you're 11 years old, like getting on the turntables, like, do you even have memories of like
I
rocking a crowd? Like, what's your earliest memory of rocking a crowd? Like
that first party, I remember because I was playing like Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Yeah.
I was
Before I Let Go.
Before I Let Go, I was playing Marvin Gaye Got to Give It Up, the extended version.
87 minutes.
For sure. And I played that twice because I was so scared that I didn't know the next song to play. But I was just playing a lot of stuff. Next Too Close was out at that time. You remember that song?
Oh, yeah.
Wifey by Next was out at that time.
Yeah.
But I was just playing a lot of songs that I was just...
And it was lovely because you also was like a young man,
I was
a cute
young.
kid.
Just imagine
There
an
was
11-year-old playing all these songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was cool.
Yeah, and that made you feel like DJing is your path, right? And I mean, your first career goal, you said you just wanted to kind of do mixtapes, be like DJ Drama, right?
Yeah. That was my goal after I started DJing. When I started getting into the music scene and seeing what was going on, I started hearing gangsta grills and stuff like that. I was like, man, I want to be like a Drama. And I used to always ask my homies, like, what is my gangsta grills gonna be called? Like, what is my
what can you call Mustard's Gangsta Grill?
Yeah, I never figured it out. I had one that was called The Mob or something, but it was whack. Yeah, so it didn't work out.
So when did that time did it happen? Because I heard like a brother named, was it Big B?
Yeah, Big B. He
all you guys.
I actually used to do a record pool. It was called Impact Record Pool. This dude named Foot, he put it together. He passed away a long time ago. But when I was 11, I was carrying crates or carrying like amp racks and stuff to the skate arena that closed down a long time ago called World on Wheels. Well, not a long time ago. Called World on Wheels, and we used to set up the speakers in like a room like this, and we'll play music for artists that was coming up, and you would get the real criticism. Like, nobody would hold bars on you. So if it was whack,
like the internet right now,
throwing up signs like this is whack, like trash. But then again, Rick Ross came there before. Like, it was a lot of people that came there and played their music. You know what I'm saying? So I was there that whole time, and that whole time Big B was there.
Yeah.
And Big B would always tell my uncle, like, man, if I ever get a chance to get to work with your nephew, I'm gonna get him. Because at that time, I'm killing. Now I'm doing all the high schools, and I'm DJing the record pool. So they looking like I ain't never seen no kid. You know what I'm saying, just be involved. And that time DJing was like more important than school to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
you make a little bit of money too.
Yeah. And so at the time, I just was like, man, it's like, I'm like, what do? You know what I'm saying? You stay in school or do you just DJ? And I just chose to DJ.
But then soon after, did you meet YG? Like, what was the real turning point?
When I met him, it was the dude the dude Big B was there, and I kind of like drifted away from the record pool for a minute after the dude Foot died because it wasn't the same anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I seen Big B. I was going to Dorsey High School. I seen Big B, and he was like, yo, I know this rapper. His name YG. I'm like, yeah, I heard of him before. But I'm cocky at that age. At that age, I'm thinking nobody can tell me nothing. So he's like, yeah, man, he's hard. I'm like, all right. I got the CD, and I'm like, man, it's hard. And I thought something just rung off in my head like, ding, 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 this is your time.
Did it go ding, ding, ding?
Yeah, it was like, you know, like something just come in your head, like, ding, like, this is it. So I just started screaming on it. I didn't even have a mic. I just put the laptop to my face, and I was just, you know what I'm saying?
Like Garage Band type shit?
Exactly, Garage Band. I was just screaming all over it, putting my tags all over it, and it worked out. I gave it back to YG. He flooded the streets with it, and then me, him, and Big B, we went up to Ty Dolla $ign house, and then that's how they made Tooted and Booted.
Yeah. And so Ty had the beats in the beginning.
Yeah. I wasn't even making beats at that point.
Yeah. So how did that? See, Ty made beats, and like he gave you some sounds, and that was the beginning.
Yeah,
of your
like Ty used to make beats, and I used to just enjoy watching him make beats. Him, my friend Cords, and Chicasso, I used to watch them make beats every day. So I used to be at his house just on the couch, just watching, observing. And I finally like, yo, let me get some drum sounds. He's like, all right. He gave me some drum sounds. I hadn't been to his house in like 2 weeks. He's like, where you been at? I'm like, I'm at the house. I'm trying to make beats. So I came back and I started making beats and stuff. And then I made this beat called Heartbeat. And it's so old and it was just so
Who got that? Who got that Heartbeat record?
You really can find it on the internet, but please don't. It was just.
It doesn't say mustard on the beat, ho.
I don't know if it says my old tag on there.
Do you co-sign any beat that came without the mustard on the beat, ho? Before that, is any beat you made before that worthy of?
I think it was Patty Cake by YG.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, that was like my first
Patty Cake.
Like paid for a beat.
Is that when you felt like I could be a producer, like for real, like?
I still feel like it was a joke, but then I was like, man, I could be a producer. When Rack City came out, I'm like, oh, this is real.
Because of that Chizak.
Exactly. I seen that check. I looked at that check like, oh, man, this is real? And I'm like, this is for me? And I asked my lawyer and stuff, and she's like, yeah, this is what you earned. And I'm like, all right. So I took the check, I cashed it. I still didn't believe it until I cashed the check.
You didn't think it was going to clear, right?
Yeah,
you was like...
I thought, I'm like, is this going to work? I put it in the bank, and they was just like, yo, like...
He's excited. Daddy, he remembers. He's like, Daddy.
Yeah, he was just like, he had to take both.
Well, it's like, it's a big dog check, like what, 6-figure type of check?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So once it cleared, it was just like... I heard that you decided that's when you really was like focused, like you just locked in, right?
Yeah, I just did a lot of dumb stuff too at that time.
Uh-oh.
You know, like spending money on nothing.
Your chain game. I heard about that chain game.
Yeah, that was just the dumbest thing ever.
Talk about them early chains, man. Because they stood out, though. They stood out. Them chains was heavy.
I still got them. I just only wear them for, like, photo shoots and just sometimes when I just want to really stun on people. You know what I'm saying? Just when I feel... Because, it's a lot of haters, you know what I'm saying? As well as people that care and people that like your music and stuff like that. So, like, when I went to Supper Club one night with a fur on and 2 chains. I don't know.
The Michigan joint?
The Michigan and the bottle. I got a 3D bottle too.
A 3D mustard bottle.
Yeah, it's like
the people that don't know, please break down these chains. What attracted you to these chains that made it the right?
I mean, I'm just an LA dude, man. An LA street nigga. My bad. An LA street.
Nah,
dude.
we good.
Oh, we can cuss on here?
Yeah.
Well, I was an LA street nigga, and that wasn't the goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you in the streets of LA and you broke, like that's all you gotta have. That's the difference between us and New York. That's why I tell a lot of people, like, the reason I get dressed up like this, the reason I like to get dressed is because I don't want to be the typical LA dude. Not saying I don't care about where I come from, but in LA, all you gotta do is have a Benz or have a nice car, and you can be a bum, but you gonna get a girl. In New York, that's not happening. You gotta walk to her. You gotta be fly. Your nails gotta be clean. All that gotta work. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all can jump in. I wanna know what y'all think. Y'all can jump in.
Like that's like the real true fact. Like me and my boy Sycamore, we had a real big argument about that. I'm like,
he's based in New York, Sycamore. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not a lot of fly people like that from LA. Not saying that LA don't have fashion, that people that not fly, but I'm saying like entertainers, like we just always been khakis and chucks.
Yeah.
And that's just not what I want to be.
So when you got your first real money, you was like, I got to cover that side of it.
I'm coming Chainz. I'm coming like Boosie. The reason I really did it...
Lil Boosie.
Yeah,
Lil Boosie inspired that. It's his fault?
Nah, because the real reason I really did it is because Boosie, he explained something. I used to watch all the, before he was going to jail videos. I forgot what that was called. But I used to watch him, and he used to be like, the reason I got all these chains on, man, is because when I walk in the room, everybody like, who is that? I'm like, I feel you. Like, who is that? So I got the mustard bottle, so people people would be like, what the? You know what I'm saying? Like, it looked so crazy that people thought it was fake. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, besides this, like, I had a helicopter in my house, like, the little remote control helicopter. Yeah. I had one in my house, in my apartment when me and my girl was staying there, and I was flying it, trying to go to the park, but she was getting my son ready. So I'm trying to fly it up and down, just testing it, and then hit the sprinkler, right? So the sprinkler.
I hate when that happens.
And all the water just covered up my whole living room. So we had to evacuate the house. We ended up going to a hotel. I parked my car. I thought I valeted it. I didn't. My chain is in the thing. Somebody steals the car. Left the chain in the car. So when I found the car, I found the chain, but they stole her computer. So I was like, you can get another computer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that 50 grand back for that chain. You know, so it's just like people would never even think like you'll spend that much money or that on that. He probably was like, he looked at it like, not knowing you could have took that downtown and did your thing.
Yeah,
but he didn't.
And then what inspired the Michigan one? The Michigan one.
The Michigan one was just like I had a homie Marquise. He passed away, and he always had it tatted on the back of behind his ear. And I was like, man, I want a chain like that. And when I finally got enough money to get one, I got one, and it was a Michigan M, and it's sideways, and it said DJ Mustard at the bottom. Yeah, that was the real reason I got that one. But that was dumb too.
But you balanced it out though, like you said. You also, you provided your family, obviously, buying houses, buying cars, like. Everything.
Yeah, my girl, she cool.
She shut that down.
Nah, she cool. She got a nice car. I got a nice car. My mama got a nice car. We all good. I just got my first house. So.
How's that?
Yeah, cool. I said, how is it?
How is that? How's the transition like?
It's a movie.
I ain't getting no invite. Where my invite? Mustard. We could have did it there. We could have went. You guys would have came, right?
And stuff. Yeah, we could have had this on the tennis court. Light stunt, you know?
All right, but let's take it back before the tennis court status. So you, YG, get together, Ty Dolla $ign, all you guys are together.
Yeah.
Ty's making beats.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like there's kind of a drought where it's like somebody needs to step up, and you said, you know what, I'm making beats.
It was a drought. I remember this girl got into it with YG, and she said on Twitter, she was subliminally tweeting me and YG, and she was like, yeah, your fat friend doesn't have a car, and that made me mad. And then she said, "You're a one-hit wonder," and that made me mad. And I will never forget that. I remember this girl.
This is after Rack City?
No, this is before Rack City. This is Tooted and Booted. So Tooted and Booted is dying down now. Ty is doing his thing.
Yeah,
we have no beats. So she was like, "Yeah, you're one-hit wonder, and that's why you ain't coming in the club no more because your song is over." And I was just like, "All right, it's on now." So once I figured it out, we just came back and we kept going. Even though, like, YG would be leaving this house and stuff, I'd be at his house all night making beats. Mama never complained one time, or my mom.
Yeah, you guys lived together. Like, what was that like?
Yeah, I don't like to say that because my mom would be calling me. She was like, "Boy, you don't have to live." I'm trying to make it seem like I kicked you out. But yeah, we lived together. For a cool amount of time, like we was just.
What was that like? Homies. Like, what's like, living with somebody? It's the homie, but
it was crazy, man. It's like all the homies lived there. Like we was all living in one house. I'm talking about the dude that just walked out of here, my son and his son. He was living there. My homie Ace. We all, like I'm saying, this was the homie house. Like this was his mom used to cook for us. We made the garage into like a room. So we all had our spots on the couch, like, and then YG had his room upstairs, but it wasn't even no bed in his room. It was just the studio, and he used to just sleep on the floor. So every time I used to wake up in the morning, I used to just go upstairs and just start making beats. And we used to record ourselves, mix, engineer, everything.
So the focus was the music, like you was living there.
That's it. I would go to my mama's house probably once a week, and she used to be like, "Why do you not come home?" And I just be like, "Listen, I got stuff to do."